So welcome back to the Silver and Black Radio Podcast. I'm your host, Raider Will. I am here with my girl, Val, out of Dallas. What's up, lady? Yo, I am here with my boy, Owen from TBH Dallas. Let's go.
What's happening?
Yo, guys, a little pre-draft pod.
We're here,
We
baby.
got a yes, sir. We finally made it. I think it's been a couple weeks since we've been on the pod and talking about stuff. But first, let's talk about a little Texas Nation, Raider Nation takeover. I mean, you guys were down there with TMBC. You guys got a front row seat to everything that was going down. So, yo, Val has a couple good stories. I'm going to let Val kick it off. And you know what? Gave us the lowdown, the 411 on what happened in TX, the land of the big PX.
It was a good time. Like Friday was Ojos Locos. I mean, I really don't care for that place. Like their food got me sick. So I was like, but Saturday was one of the events at the venue, and that was fun. Got to see everybody. Got to see Andy's merch, like Andy from Andy's merch, Santiago with the Bling Nation. Got to see what is his name? Raider Puppet.
Oh,
He
that
was
is
there.
correct, right?
Yeah, it scared the shit out of me because I'm scared of puppets like ventriloquists. Like they scare me. They keep me
And
the fuck
midgets
out.
too, if anybody wants to
And
see.
midgets. And
No,
midgets.
no, hold on. He came up behind me and I didn't see him, and like the puppet was like right there, and he had like the puppet caressing my face, and I was like, okay, like I was trying to be nice, and I was getting red. Like I could feel my heart like wanting to stop. And then Raider Wicked's wife took a picture of me with the puppet, and I looked at her and I said, "Please send that to me," because when I tell my friends about how I'm scared of puppets, I was like, I shouldn't even tell them because they're all dicks. And I was like, let's show them that like I took a picture with the puppet. But she was like, "Why are you so red? Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm scared of them." And she's like, "Oh yeah." She started cracking up. She was like, "That
Oh,
explains."
it's a goddamn doll. What are you scared of?
Hey, man, she thought Chucky was going to come out. She's like,
Oh,
watch out. Ooh.
I've been watching
So,
too many
what else?
scary movies.
Um,
You know,
but it was fun, you know. I won a Kenny King autograph jersey.
let's go.
Oh,
Yeah,
Let's go.
and TNBC made some announcements, like they're opening up a chapter in Las Vegas and in LA.
yeah, they announced
Correct.
LA a few weeks ago. Yeah,
Yeah, so they're opening a chapter in Las Vegas.
yeah. Hollywood is the prez.
Oh,
Yeah,
go ahead. That's awesome.
Yeah,
yeah,
Hollywood Raider, president of TMBC Las
Vegas.
Vegas. Congratulations. That's awesome. And I
it was
think
a
they
good
have
hit.
also La Chara, I believe, is president of TMBC Los Angeles.
Yeah,
Yeah, so congratulations to them on their two new chapters. I hope they continue to grow, and I hope people have a great experience with them. But
Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
yeah. So
So,
the event was fun. And we went to just Texas Live afterwards. You know, all these people are in pajamas. They're like event planners, and they were all in pajamas. And all of a sudden, they started asking all of us, "Why are there so many Raider players? Like so many Raider fans here?" And then we're just like what? And they're like, "We actually like the Raiders." And I was like, oh, "Okay." So all of a sudden, people like the Raiders. And they're like, "We just want to know why there's so many Raider fans." So we told them, like, there's an event, blah, blah, blah. They're like, "Oh, okay." So we turn around, and then somebody else would ask, turn around, explain the same thing. We ended up going to PBR, like, country bar, and I wrote them a count.
PBR,
Yeah,
is that cheap beer?
it's like, you know, like the PBR, like what's it called, the rodeo, you know. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
so,
I got you.
yeah,
So, no,
I ended up getting on the bull a couple times. Shit Show Joe was on the bull a couple times.
damn. I am bummed I missed that.
Oh my God! What?
The second
Yeah, I didn't
time,
make it Saturday.
I don't know
Do
why this
Do we
man.
have any video of this?
Yes, I do. I have two.
Now send that to me, guys. We are gonna attach the video. You will see the video coming up right here, right now on the screen after I'm done. Okay, so you guys will see the video. All right,
I'll
it
send you
should
the
pop
snippet
up.
because there's two. There's one with socks and one without socks. There's no.
Okay, so you might see two videos.
That kind of
We'll
sounds a
put
little weird. Like, what were y'all doing with this bowl?
He said you have to have better grip. So he took off his socks. He said it's better grip, and it was like.
Probably a good idea I stayed home Saturday night.
we
And
have
then
SSJ riding a bull with no socks on, with
Jojo
socks on.
was out. He was out Saturday night. And then and then I told you guys about like, the line dancing and people were just like and then Sunday was really good too because the rain stopped. It ended up being really nice. It was super
Sunday,
windy,
yeah,
but
Sunday was real nice.
yeah, and what's it called? I mean, it was muddy in some parts, but like for tug of war. But I mean, overall, it was really fun. It was great weather, vodka, barbecues. All the vendors were out there. I mean, it was chill.
Yeah,
Awesome,
Cynthia,
awesome.
IE, and June, Dark Phoenix, and the Badass Bosses, they put on the cornhole tournament.
Mhm.
Nice.
And that was
To
dope. They had a good
support,
little turnout for that, yeah.
yeah, they're supporting the Carrick
Child
County
abuse thing,
hockey
wasn't
team.
it?
Huh?
Was it a child abuse
It's
deal
a
they were supporting?
child abuse, but they're doing support for the CASA kids.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, man,
So
it was a good turnout.
yeah, it was good.
A lot of vendors out there
Tug of
So
war,
Sunday.
all in.
Man,
Battlestar,
You
war.
I don't have much to report, man. I was Friday and Saturday I stayed home. The weather was shit, and I wasn't driving an hour out there. But Sunday I went out and hung out for a bit, man. It was a good time. Just chill. It's a real good
That's
turnout.
good.
Yeah, there were a lot of Space City Raider Nation, TBH San Antonio was up. Some guys from Fort Hood came up.
I think
So,
TBH Houston was out there.
yep.
Yeah. I mean, like
Raider
Yeah,
that's
MC Square there. I mean, it was
yeah.
good
Oh,
times.
Steampunk
MC
was out.
Square was out there. Steampunk was out
Yeah,
there.
MC Square was on the mic Saturday night at the event, and then Max was on the mic Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was dope,
So
man. It was a good time. You know how Texas does it. Texas does everything big.
hey, that's great, man. It's great to hear that Texas Raider Nation was able to band together, have a great event. I'll be like, it's right now just mid-April. So it
Yeah.
looks like you guys are getting in mid-season form out there,
Oh
trying to
yeah.
figure out what's going on. So
Hey, TNC
that,
every year,
but
and it's a good time. So
okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Val's
this was
letting
the
us know that
seventh
they do it
one.
every year. Oh,
Yep.
this is the seventh one that they've done.
Yep.
yeah,
Their seventh
Okay.
annual get together. The whatever I think that the Texas Raider Nation something. I forget what they called it exactly.
Okay. No, man, that's great, man. I mean, like that's great to hear that it's been going and it's been like successful. And I mean, like I hope it continues to grow and become a bigger and better event. Now, guys, we're getting close. Tomorrow is the day that we have been waiting for the start of the season, basically.
22
Right?
hours to go.
22 hours. We've been sitting here. I mean, like so many different ways. I think, hey, if we were to sit here and cut it, I'll be like, you probably have a diced up tomato or whatever just left over because it's like, hey, people are saying, hey, we can move up, we can move back. There's a place if we stay in the same place. Will we get a quarterback? Will we not get a quarterback? Lots of questions, lots of answers, lots of different ways, and honestly, I don't see a wrong answer right now of which way to go. You just got to go which way is the best way for the board. But guys, let's talk a little bit about what you guys think would make it so we have a successful draft. In your guys' opinion, okay, the first thing I'm going to ask is say, hey, do you guys think, okay, in order for us to become a playoff team, do we need to draft a guy this year? Again, to become a playoff team. Okay. I'm not saying, hey, to win a Super Bowl, because I'm telling you guys right now, in my opinion, we are further than one quarterback away
Mm-hmm.
to go to the Super Bowl. Okay. It's just the honest truth. So right now, let's say to become a playoff team, do we or do we not need a quarterback? And let me start with all in.
Yeah, man. I don't think we need to a quarterback this year to take that next step. I think Minshew, right, ran a top 10 offense last year, was a game away of making the playoffs with the Colts, right? And our defense was better at that point of the season last year than theirs was. I think if the defense progresses and we could get the offense from the bottom five to maybe the 20-ish, 15 to 20, man, just be sufficient, put up some more points. Man, I think we could be a playoff team this year.
And you know what? I 100% agree with you. When looking at it, you can say, hey, the guys on the roster right now will get us into the dance, right?
Right.
It might not get us into the final dance, but it'll get us into going in there. Now, my question for Val is this: Val, if there's one thing that you know that you feel like about this draft right now, in your opinion, okay, what position, okay, will the Raiders need to address? Okay, where is it going to be? If it's not cornerback at no or quarterback at number one, okay, I'm going to give you the positions, okay, because these are the positions that I really think will be in the top draft pick if it's not offensive tackle, corner, okay, we've already talked about, and I'm going to give you guys a sleeper pick because I think this might be something that we might be looking at not immediately, but it might be an interesting pick in the first round. It's another player in the secondary, which is a playmaking safety. Okay. I think Trayvon Morgan is a great safety, but he still hasn't developed into that guy. So those are kind of three positions I think at number one you can really fill. Now, in your opinion, Val, what three of those positions are the most or more is the one that you think we need to fill with the first pick? If it's not quarterback.
Mm, I would say offensive.
Offensive tackle. And you know what, dude, I agree with you 100% there.
But I said
What?
that, I think that from the get go too, is that if they're not getting a quarterback, we're getting the next available player for our offensive line because we need it.
Well, and I agree with you. We've talked about it all year long. A quarterback needs what? An offensive line in order for them to
Protection.
time. Yep. So if we got those guys on the roster that we have right now, and we're talking saying, hey, you know what? Because I at first, I'm gonna admit, I did not believe that All In was saying, yo, maybe 4, 5 quarterbacks in the first top 6 picks. I said, no, man, there's not that many teams that are quarterback hungry. Man, was I proven wrong.
And they're
I
even
mean, like,
saying teams that don't need a quarterback
might
are
take
looking at
one.
taking one. Yeah, they're. I mean, today they're talking about the Giants moving up to get Drake May,
This is what I'm saying.
and they got $100 million quarterback on the roster, right? Like,
You proved me wrong. You proved me 100% wrong, man. I mean, like when I saw him,
it
I was
still
like,
has to come
"What
true,
up?"
man. I think there's a legit shot at it, man. And there's going to be a run on quarterbacks.
So if there's a run, this is where we're talking. That's why I said best player available at that time. If there's no quarterbacks left, I said, hey. And when she said tackle, I literally was like, bro, if you look at the guys we have with the roster, that's 100% correct.
Yeah.
I mean, like that would come.
Here's my thing on it.
Go ahead.
I think if Washington's going to set the fucking tone for the draft, right?
We already called Washington.
No, they're going to set the tone. They're not moving. They're staying
Yeah.
put. Now, if they fucking stupidly pass on Jaden Daniels, that's going to set the tone. I think it'll be hard for AP and Tom to sit back and not throw their best offer at New England. But if we stay at 13, I think it's going to be DB or offensive tackle, and I think you take the player, whichever that is, whichever guy you like the best, right? Because you're going to have your choice. There's probably going to be one offensive tackle off the board at that point. It's probably going to be the alt kid from Notre Dame.
Oh,
And there might be
dude,
one corner off the board.
if you're telling, so hey, I heard this rumor today, which is total bullcrap because obviously it's a rumor. Joe Alt slipping to 13.
That would be crazy. I don't see he's the number one tackle, right?
If Joe Alt slips to 13, and they already made a run on quarterbacks, bro, take them. I think that's right there where you're like, take them.
Yeah, I think you take the something we ain't done in I couldn't tell you how long. Take the highest fucking ranked player on the board at the two positions you're looking at. If the corner's ranked higher, take him. If the just take the best player on the board, man, at the
Well,
position you want.
and I'm going to tell you something as well. I'm like, did you know that the players that you hit on the most in the first round is offensive linemen?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like the players that have more bust in the first round are quarterbacks.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if DBs were right behind it.
Yep. I'd be like, so
Well,
if we're
at least DBs in fucking silver and black, right?
ain't no lie,
Right?
yeah. Yeah. We got some bad experience there. But hey,
Yeah.
so and don't be a sleeper on that Terrion Arnold kid from Alabama.
No, for sure,
I'm telling you, that Terrion
Yeah,
Arnold kid, that corner, we might take him because
yeah.
they're saying, hey, we want an alpha dog across the way from him. So I mean, like, either way, again, we keep saying this. If you lock in one of those players,
I think it's a can't miss,
it's almost a
right?
can't miss. I mean, like, yes, boom, all right, now we're gonna go there and we can say, hey, we got Telesco for me and for my next question. This is gonna kind of lead into my next question. Okay. In order for you to consider this a successful draft for Telesco, okay, what is it that he has to accomplish in this draft, all in?
Well, we know from his history, right? He drafts great early, right? He doesn't seem to miss early in drafts. Um, I just want to see a complete draft, man. If we get what do we got? 9 picks, 7 picks?
I believe, yeah, something like that. Eight,
I think eight
seven,
or
or eight.
nine.
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah.
Man, if I think five to 5 or 6 of those dudes step in and contribute right away, man, I think it's a win. I mean, even if we fill the tackle hole, we fill a DB hole. I would love to see us get a linebacker. I've been screaming for a linebacker for fucking
That's a
years.
position of that's a position of need.
Trotter. You got the two. I believe there's 2 kids at Texas, right? Uh,
Yep.
Ford and who's the other one?
Oh, I forget. And they
Chase.
got
Maybe I
I
can't
d-
remember, but
and then they got the
you
kid
know,
from Alabama. I mean, like the
yeah,
kid. Yep.
yeah.
So
I'd love to find a linebacker. In the third round, maybe the fourth. But if Pinnix is there late in the first, do we jump back in?
Dude. And I'd be like, this is where we're saying, hey, I found it interesting, okay, where you go. And I was listening to Telesco talk about, hey, we have a plan if to move up.
They
We
have
have a
several
plan.
plans. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a plan to stay where we're at, but we also have a plan to move back. And that's where I'm like, okay, if if there's not a run on quarterbacks, right? Let's say they 1 through 3. We already know 1 through 3, right? But
Yeah.
let's say the next one is the Bronco, or we know McCarthy's going to probably go at 4 or at 11, right? Let's say then that leaves the Broncos with Penix, right? Or with
Bo.
Bo Nix or Penix, all right? So like let's say they take Bo, and a team comes up. Now I know that you're saying Seattle. Seattle, like
I saw that.
let's say if we move back, not right in front of Seattle, back to 15, okay,
Hmm.
and we are able to acquire more draft capital later
I think
on
at
in the
that point, what would you really be acquiring? A third, maybe.
but a third. So
A
and let
third
me.
is worth it, but if you're I mean, one pick and the chance that if you like Penix and he's there, man, you got to take him, right?
I,
And
I
here,
I agree with you, but I think here's the biggest thing. I don't want to get caught overreaching for a player because it's because it's a prime position. I get it's the prime position. I
I don't think
don't.
Penix is going to be an overreach, man. I think Penix is going to be a stud. And I've said all along that if it wasn't for his injury history, I'd be all in on the dude. Um, I mean,
I,
here's my thing, man. It was time to move on from Carr, like I said before. But the way we did it with no plan hurts. Like
bro, we
we
jumped
we
out of
have
the plane with no
no,
parachute. We just jumped
yeah,
out. Woo!
man.
We
And
like flying
here's
out
and
here.
here's my thing too. So say Penix falls to you at 13, right? He falls into your lap, right? You like him enough. Rumor is we are high on him, and you like him enough, and you decide to go with him. Then you get your guy at 13. Now, say you don't go with him, right? And you build out the roster, and say Minshew and AOC just don't fucking pan out this year, right? Getting a franchise quarterback in the future is going to cost you one of two things: a fuck ton of draft capital, right? If you aren't high enough, or a really shitty fucking season to be high enough, right? So that's one of those two scenarios have to play out for you to finally get a franchise guy. If Penix falls, man, I don't know that they pass on him.
And you might be right. I think you're correct that it depends on where Telesco and APC where that pick needs to go, and that's where it's
Agreed.
so hard. They might say, "Hey, we might think this guy's the best thing since sliced bread,"
Yeah.
but then they go like, "Yo, that thing's an old moldy piece of bread. Why are you looking at that?" Or
Yeah.
like freaking. I see Val looking at those chips right now. She's like, "Yeah, that chip right there," or maybe not that chip.
I'll be honest, man. Whether it's an offensive tackle, whether we stay at 13 and it's a tackle, it's a DB, or they decide to go Pinnix, I got no complaints with any of those moves in the first. As long as we don't take a guy who was projected to go in the fucking fourth or fifth, I'm good.
I agree. I'm there with you now. Val,
Yeah.
okay, as a fan, what do you want to see the Raiders do in this draft? What are you looking for? I mean, like, tell me. I don't care if you're. Tell me. I want to know what type of players do you want to get out of this draft? Because I feel like a lot of people keep saying like, "Oh, we're gonna get guys that are like AP, like AP, like AP." So I want you to describe to me what you think our players are like that means, like a player like AP. Are we getting tough, gritty players? Are we looking for guys that are like, hey, the nice shiny thing? Or what are the personality traits that you're really thinking that the Raiders are looking for? Because right now they're saying AP and Max Crosby are the gatekeepers of the locker room, right? So there's certain personalities and certain things that you want in your business. Okay. So I'm going to start with you and then I'll go to all in. Okay. What are the personality traits that you think are the players that we're trying to bring in? Like, what type of guys are you seeing, and like, do you get a feel and a vibe for that you think, hey, this is the type of guys we're looking for?
So I think they've been looking into their options, um, maybe a little bit deeply, just because we haven't had a good draft in a while. I think they're investing more time into who the potential could be. So, along with looking into these guys, I think they're also looking into questions like, are they going to be well in our culture? Are they going to be able to adjust well and get along? Are they going to be able to, get along, play well, play hard? Um, if they're not if they're not what, you know, their standards are bringing them high to be, is there room for improvement? Is there somebody that could improve in these positions? So I think they're taking a deep look into that and seeing who, not only is it somebody that's going to fit in good with their culture, but somebody who's going to push hard, who's going to be well worth all the effort, exceed expectations um, within the team on the field. So I think that's what they're looking for, people that just play with the heart.
No, I agree with you. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Val hit something that they're doing their research, and I'm going to tell you right now. I feel like AP is the type of guy that is calling his homies and calling his people and telling Max to call his people to be like, yo, let's get the 411 on this guy. And they got the type of pull and resources to be like, hey, what's up? Hey, Tommy, this Antonio Pierce, bro. What's up? Hey, give me the lowdown on Kool-Aid. Give me the lowdown on this guy. Hey, tell me the truth, homie. I think they got that type of pull, and I think they got that many people out there because as a former player, okay, first of all, your boys are coaching probably somewhere at some level, whether they're coaching in high school, college, uh, in the pros, wherever, they're probably coaching, you know. Then you got coaches that that you've played for, they're using their resources. We got Marvin Lewis, we got Tom Coughlin, So I'm sure they're calling their people to be like, hey, you know what? Hey, call freaking Tommy who's in that program that we got. Let's get the lowdown on this guy. And I'm telling you right now, I feel like with a former player as the head coach, you get more lines opened up to you. I don't know what it is, but players like TJ Husman, he's a personal trainer now for certain teams. He coached with Antonio Pierce in high school. I bet you he's telling guys, hey, man, hey, you know what? This guy's going to come to college next year. You really got to take a look at. So I really feel like Val hit that nail on the head that they're doing their research and saying, yo, like, what is it that we need and stuff like that. Now, all in, bro, what are the personality traits and what type of players do you think the Raiders are trying to bring in this year to assimilate into the culture of what it is to be a Raider now?
Dogs.
Dog.
Fucking dogs. Relentless. Fucking workaholics, man. Dudes that are going to be in the building, want to learn, want to work. I mean, dogs. I'm not, bringing in Jack Jones, man, showed me that AP can fucking control personalities, right?
Yeah.
There was a guy he fought for, and he had a history with. So I mean, there was that. But they know what they're looking for, and they want fucking 22 fucking Max Crosby's on the fucking starting 53 of them, 53 dogs,
Yeah. You know
and
what?
just relentless effort, man. Just give a fuck about the game.
Yeah.
Like Gruden said, guys who love the fucking game. That doesn't change. Like everybody wants guys who love the game, right?
I agree
If
with
you
you.
don't love the game, you're never going to reach your full potential.
No, and I mean, like, so, this almost is going to come back to the first question that's like Telesco, okay? The Telesco question where I asked you what's going to be successful, right?
Hmm.
So I'm going to answer these two questions in combination, okay? For me, Telesco needs to find impact players in the first three picks, you know, that are going to produce on the field and make an impact on the field immediately.
I think the first three picks all need to be starters for 100%.
So regardless whether they start on special teams, I don't know where they're looking at, but they have to be key contributors. I think when you're talking about rounds 4 through 7, that's where we got to build our depth and we got to look at guys and say, hey, you know what? Where do we need depth? Where do we need numbers?
Yep.
Now, with that being said, okay, we need to be bringing in guys that fit the culture that we're building, which is guys that are one. I think you need a gritty guy. You need guys that like you said, are all about football, that work hard, that are guys that, hey, you know what, with high motors. I think defensively, you're going to see a lot of guys that got drafted that have high motors, that are physical.
Hmm.
And you know what? Some positions we might be like, hey, when it comes to building the depth,
Yeah.
we might be like, hey, we already got a guy there, but they have an idea of what they want to build. You
Yep.
know, they have an idea of what the personality on the team wants to be. So,
100%.
in my opinion, those are the guys that they need to look at and bring in, regardless, okay, of all the noise on the outside. Okay, look at your board, stay true to you what you say. Hey, this is what we need. These are the guys that we need to bring in. Now, of course, there's going to be guys that are drafted that are on your board that you're like, yo, I really wish I could have got that guy. But at the key positions of need that we have this year, which is a ton, people want to say, hey, we only have 2, 3 positions of need. No, honestly, if we look at the roster, we need another DB. Like I
Yep.
said, we need a playmaking safety. Marcus Epps is a great cerebral guy, but we need a guy that's going to be a ball hawk in that safety
We
secondary.
might have one. We might have one sitting in the fucking wind in number 20.
And you know what? Isaiah Palumau is a guy that's going to be
Yes.
something special, okay? That kid
Yeah.
got it. If you ever heard the word when people say it, you
Yep.
know,
He's got it.
he's got it, okay? His
Yeah.
ability to
And
play.
he might just surprise you this year. He might push old Trayvon to the side
Yeah,
and
and
say,
that's
"Hey,
what
bro,
we're saying.
I got this."
Exactly. So I mean, like we need depth at linebacker, like you said. We need another pass rusher. Like if you look
Yeah.
at it defensive end wise, yeah, we have 1-2 punch right now, Tyree moving inside and outside, but we need another pass rusher, another either D tackle or defensive end.
Man,
So
what if they spent the 13th pick on a pass rusher?
I'm gonna tell you right now, it
I'd
wouldn't
be
surprise
shocked,
me.
but
I know it
it would.
wouldn't
Yeah,
surprise me. It is a
a
position,
little bit,
premier.
only because I think Malcolm. I mean, because in my opinion, your first round player is a day one starter, right? You're not drafting a guy in the first round to develop. He is a day one starter, so that would push Malcolm to the side.
I don't think that pushes Malcolm to the side. You know what? Because it could be a pass rusher, but what happens if it's an interior pass rusher?
No, I think they'd go edge, man.
If you
Honestly,
go edge, okay, if you go edge, that makes it so you got rotation on the edge. I don't know if you
right?
remember the New York Giants, bro, with the car package. And again, hey, if you look at Telesco, he comes from the Polian tree. Okay. The Polian
Mhm.
tree has a big thing about drafting guys that are like, in key positions, okay? As in quarterbacks, offensive linemen, and pass rushers. Because those
Right.
are like, hey, those are the creme de la creme spots. If you got pass rushers, especially now in this league, a passing league, bro.
In our division,
If you're going against Mahomes, if you're going against freaking
Herbert.
Herbert, if you're going against ladies man MILF boy Wilson,
Hide your fucking moms.
hide your mama, bring your pass rush.
Yeah.
You know.
No. Yeah, we need depth for sure. I'd be a little surprised, man, because I think there's
But you also
we
picked
got
up on
more
another.
value it.
You said something. Hey, if guys are picking, so check it out. If teams are willing to pick up a draft a quarterback just because other teams need it,
Yeah.
why not pick up another pass rusher? Because you know teams are going to need a pass rusher. You might have 5 quarterbacks on your roster, but you
But
ain't
you ain't got nobody to stop them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting, man. For the AP and Telesco have really kept it close to the fucking chest, man. I thought free agency was gonna show everybody what we were gonna do in this draft, and it ain't showed shit besides
No, it showed
they
me.
getting dogs.
No, that's exactly right there. You hit the nail on. It did show us something. It showed us the type of player that they're looking for and where they're valuing these guys. Okay, because if you look at the contracts that Telesco has been offering to the re-signing guys, he has given the guys that we are trying to re-sign really good fucking money. I'd be like, I know that the contract for JJ went for some, but dude, that contract you and I know is absolutely full of details that you know what? There's a bunch of outs on there. There's a lot of money in there, but there's a lot of outs.
Yeah.
So at the same time, I'm like, yo, they gave him a good offer, but $48 million for a running back,
insane.
And
look, he didn't pay Austin Eckler in LA.
Yeah.
I knew he wasn't gonna pay fucking JJ.
But he offered him, I think, a solid contract. And I mean, like at the end of the day, a lot of people said that. He offered him a solid contract. Now, and all the contracts that have been offered for the players, Max Crosby has come out and said, hey, man, guys are happy because these guys are getting good contracts. You know, they're getting good offers. So he's prioritized.
And they're not long.
Yeah.
You know, Christian Wilkins' deal was only a 4-year deal.
And yeah, people look at the big number, but if you look at the position that he's played and the numbers that he has, dude, we just got a premier interior lineman.
We've been lacking. We didn't have that when we had Khalil Mack.
Because it was another guy, another pass rusher, another guy from the outside.
Yeah.
You know, so again, this is something that's different. This is something that people are like, yo, they don't. It's like Jekyll and Hyde. Okay, I'm going to tell you like this, because AP is outspoken. AP goes out and says a million things and says, "Yo, we're gonna be aggressive. We're gonna get our guy. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that." You listen to Telesco. Hey, we're have plans to move up.
We got plans.
We have plans to move back.
Yeah.
So you know, this season has really been interesting for me as a Raiders fan, because before you kind of knew, you know what, we're going to go this
before
way.
We knew we were going to just fuck it up.
Well, yeah, but no doubt about that. I'll be like, it's like Gunny said, man, I have draft nightmares.
Yeah.
I mean, like
100%. I mean, outside of Amari Cooper and Khalil Mack, who else have we taken in the first round? Oh, yeah, JJ's gone. Bro. I mean, nobody in the first round from the last 5 or 6 years is even on the team.
Yo, all I gotta say is one name, bro. Ever since Jamarcus Russell, bro, I bet. Hey, draft day has. Bro, I'm breaking down in sweats right now, just thinking about the draft because of Jamarcus Russell. I mean, like, Calvin Johnson was right there. I mean, like, we could have had Megatron, but now we had to get Mr. Sip on the Kool-Aid, Percocet, or whatever. Sip on the
Man, there were so many what ifs back in the day. Like, the Randy Moss to Green Bay for Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, yeah, pass it on Calvin Johnson. I mean, pass it on. Dude, there's Larry Fitzgerald they passed on. I mean,
Bro,
dude.
bro,
And Larry Fitzgerald never had a. Yeah, what was Kurt Warner the best quarterback he ever played with? And Carson Palmer?
yep.
I mean, fuck.
And dude was a beast. I mean, straight
Hall of
out
Famer.
beast. But
Hall of Famer.
yo, it's just like you said, man. I mean, like right now, it's kind of up in the air. But guys, I don't know about you guys, and I'm gonna say it right here, right now. This is the first time in the off season that, as a Raiders fan as well, in a long time, that I really believe in the things that we're doing. That I
Yep.
believe that, you know what, we're going in the right direction. That, you know what, the people that are in place actually like care about the team. Like it's different.
The
Yeah,
organization and yeah.
it's different, you know, when you get coaches that come here and they just coach because you're getting paid, because you know this is your job. But what I see in AP is his love for his players, his love for the
Mm-hmm.
team, his love for the organization. Like,
Yep.
and that right there shows me that you care, that you want to do what's right for the organization. You know, and I don't even know what the numbers on his contract are. I'm telling you right now, it's craziest thing. I,
Nobody does.
look,
Yeah.
this is the first time I've ever seen that a coach's contract numbers have not been disclosed.
And it doesn't affect the cap, so fuck it.
Yeah, but
Hey, but you nailed it though. Like here, you know, AP and Gruden, right? They both loved the Raiders. I can't take that from Gruden. Gruden loved the Raiders and everything about the Raiders,
yeah,
but Gruden was not a player's coach like AP, and that's what separates them.
that's 100% true. So I mean, like I know that for a fact. It's like something that's different, man, and he just gives that different vibe. And when the
Mm-hmm.
leadership on the team, okay, and this is when you're dude, okay, because Max is our guy. Like if you talk Raiders, you talk about one fucking dude right now. That's Max Crosby.
Yep.
You don't talk about, you know, freaking Spillane. You don't say AOC. You don't say, hey, Devontae Adams.
Yeah. Once in a while you'll hear Devontae, but
But
for the most part it's
it's
all
Max.
Max.
And now it's become his locker room.
Yeah, as it should.
You know, he's the leader in there. So,
As it should.
yeah. So it's a very interesting thing. It's a very, I mean, like, now we're really going to see where this generation of Raiders, okay, because I'm going to say this generation, as in Max Crosby, as in this group of guys that we're looking at right now, our youth, okay, our young bucks, and our new head coach, okay, a young head coach, a head coach with zero experience head coaching at this level, okay, so he's a young buck coach as well. This group is really going to take this team to another level. I see it. I see the cohesion, man, and I'm excited. This is why I'm so excited for this draft, because in this draft, I'm really going to be able to see the players that they draft and then look and say, hey, I'm going to do my research on this guy to say, hey, you know what? What were they looking at? Like,
Yeah.
because if they say, hey, you know what? This is a high motor guy, I might not know his name. But if he's fitting our mold, I want to see what our mold is, and I want to see what AP, Max, Devontae, all those guys in the locker room, what they envision what a Raider is for next year.
Well, Tom said it right when they asked him about players. He said they have to fit us.
Yeah. And then that's where I'm like, I want to know what us is. I want to see it. I'll be like, and you know what? From what I've heard, again, 40 players in the locker room in the offseason, lifting weights together, coming in, working out, putting in the work in the offseason. This is
Mm-hmm.
unheard of in the pros. Okay. A lot of people don't understand that yo, this is not normal. They think because your kid played in high school and your kid played in college that in the pros it's going to be the same. No.
Right,
In,
right.
in OTAs, when they're not required, usually players go home and they work with their personal trainers at home. The Raiders are taking a total different approach and telling the players, yo, and this is now coming from the organization. This is coming from the players saying, yo, bro,
From Max.
yeah, stay in town. We got the best facilities here. You got free food. You got everything that we need. Let's work.
Yeah, well, that's you nailed it too. We have the best facilities in the world, right? And right now the weather's good out there. Uh, you, guys. Where do guys go? They go to L.A. They go to Arizona. They go to Florida. Now they're coming to Vegas.
And that's what it is.
In terms of the off season,
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
now, yeah,
Vegas
Vegas is a spot. Yeah,
we
you
got
guys want to
everything.
work, man.
So, that's why I'm excited, guys. And that's where I'm like,
Me too.
I can't wait where our people take us. But, guys, we are getting towards the end of our show. Do you guys got anything coming up? Anything that you guys know of? Any events going on?
Uh, they got that. I forget who's putting it on. There's a big event in Bakersfield in a couple weeks.
Oh, Raiders summer break, I think it's called.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
Summer.
And then what is it? TBH Is it Lockwood or Lock
Oh,
something in
yeah,
Northern
yeah.
Nevada? They got a big barbecue they're doing for their new chapter.
Okay, so you're right. So, hey, TBH Lachlan or Nevada is going to be having their release party here soon. Um,
June
June
24th.
24th. Then we got TBH Northwest. They're doing all the Northwest. They're going to be August 17th. It's going to be Seattle, Portland, Spokane. I know that Denver is going to be doing something the second week of July. They're going to be having a barbecue in Denver. And guys, tomorrow in Las Vegas, Nevada, the Black Hole will be having a huge draft party at
Second one, I
yep
believe, right?
at the Palms at the Ghost Bar. So somebody get out there and have some drinks for me and have some fun because I ain't gonna be able to make it because I gotta work. So hey,
And 2 weeks from today should be the schedule release, I believe.
hey, y'all.
Not today. I'm sorry. Tomorrow. 2 weeks from
Yes,
tomorrow.
sir.
The
The
9th.
9th of May. Y'all stay tuned.
I'm pumped for that.
Yes, sir. We're gonna have a special for that one when that one drops, a schedule drop release party, baby. So, also, last thing, or Baron Raider, okay, guys, is gonna take us behind the scenes at the draft. He's gonna drop
Oh, dope.
exclusive behind the scenes footage because he is part of the Raiders inner circle at the draft. So he was on the show last night and decided that, hey, he's going to become our exclusive on the site reporter. So, guys, we will be dropping down exclusive content here on our page and on all our social media sites. So, please
Dope.
follow, like, subscribe, and hey, from our family to yours, it's all about one team, one nation. It's all about the Raiders.
Raiders.
And I'm going to follow this one up with a special from SSJ. And if not,
Fuck your team.
Oh, I thought you were playing him. Fuck Cookie.